Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night Chronicle. I am the Nosferatu. My name is Will, and I'll be your storyteller this evening. Last, we left off with our Anarch coterie. We opened up where we had left off with them. Andreas was arriving at the scene, and the boys were listening to Leanne's summary of the events that transpired while they were away. They saw that her wounds were defensive and not malicious. But what happened to August was completely different. They found some money and an assortment of drugs on his body. She started to relay how her mother had started complaining about a pain in her stomach. And then she mentioned how the two free souls that had converted and found Jesus had come in and tried to corral her using the power of God. And then she talked about them pulling the crosses out and spewing Bible verses. And she explained how she heard the commotion and the bikes roar to life as the chase ensued. And they ended up spitballing some theories about what might have happened with her. Erickson saw the damages of the struggle in the garage, including the ripped Bible pages and the small kind of spatter of blood along the torn garage door. And as they settled on their plans, they saw Shepard place 2 quarters under August's hand, and Andreas said a couple of Romani prayers for the dying. But they decided to split up for an hour and a half and scout out the city proper and meet up in the center of the city, where they returned to a quiet home because everyone was gone. They rode by the church and noticed nothing out of the ordinary. They tried listening to the police bands and heard about a couple of events happening in the city. Among them, a truck being forced onto its side on the highway. Melvin brought up the concern in Salem about the army of thin bloods that was being created and asked about kindred being summoned, and had some of the rumors confirmed by Andreas. But they decided to head south back to Salem and scope out the crash site on the way back. But they did end up stopping at Grigori's library for a moment. Andreas realized that he had known Grigori during the World War II, but he knew him back then as Gustav, and he had cost him resources that ended up getting killed. But the conversation was civil. Established that Grigori was a double agent during World War II. He was a key member of Adolf's big supernatural group. Andreas had been given names of convoys that he could liberate the cargo of and let the soldiers kind of escape. But the latter did not end up happening as was planned. And some of the men that he was running with were overzealous. They talked with the older German vampire about the Xiaolong group and found out that the Orpheus Theater goes back all the way to the Wild West, and it was a central figure for the city for a long time. They enjoyed their wordplay with Christian during this time. They learned that the theater would have a great fundamental power for the restless of the city. And they were also told that someone that could communicate with spirits in Salem, if they were going to follow that thread, would be a great boon to them. We're told to check in on the Tremere of the city. We're told about the 3 houses vying for control of the clan. They were told that Thompson was of House Tremere and believed in the kind of overarching theme that the clan has always stood for. He told them that they could talk to John Coulson, who was part of Otis King's coterie, but they were warned that he is a member of House Karna, which is a separate entity into and of itself. And they were warned not to have any dealings with anyone that represents House Cortrix at all. Grigori filled out a lost book report for the history of Salem's entertainment district as he gave it to them as a gift. And was told again that they could be found at the last call if he ever visits the city. Before leaving, they asked about Estelle Hours being elevated to seneschal of the city, and he explained that this could be considered an upswing for the clan as a whole, since they would be taking their proper place in the courts of princes and the Camarilla, as was their time before. And then they were told that he has never interacted with Baron Villanova, but Erickson could tell that he was keeping something from them. But they ended up stopping at the crash site to see if there was anything they could find out. They discussed stopping in Salem town for the day, but decided to stay in the city proper, by the bar if at all possible. They got to see that it was indeed Colleen that might have had a hand in the crash. Melvin also asked one of the free souls to deliver a message to Leanne to go back home. Melvin and Andreas kind of used their obfuscate to check out the situation. And we jumped forward to Saturday the 17th of November, and they found themselves outside of a massive gas station, an emporium, kind of a Pacific Northwest version of Buc-ee's, with a moose as a mascot. Montgomery Moose, or Monty Moose, as it has become known, Monty's is the place to be, apparently. They were shown that the last call was purchased by another party because the liens against it were never taken care of. And it was going to be turned into a game-centric bar, more all ages friendly, and how that must mean that Teddy has been displaced from their home. They found out that Shepard and the boys did some research during the day. They learned that someone took up the lien against the businesses from the bank, saw that the judge that signed it over to the Sunrise Corporation was the same judge that let the Sunrise Corporation back out of their holdings when the Orpheus Theater was bought out by the Zhao Long Group. The judge's name, for those of you taking notes, because I did create one, is Harold Foster. But we also established that Monty Moose has a bow tie. Erickson immediately called up Mickey Blue to let him know that he was back in town. Was told that they finally got a guy in the group at the theater and that he's been allowed upstairs, but has found nothing out of the ordinary where he has been allowed. They also learned that he hasn't been allowed into the basement, and there's a lot of hush-hush stuff going on with that. Was told that there's a file folder with the information that he has found out waiting for him, and that he would be dropping it off at the Albatross. He asked him to find out anything he could on the judge, and then also told him to look into the Sunrise Corporation and to look past all the cleanliness of the appearance they might have. Shepard told him that he split up the team once they saw the state of affairs in the city, and we left off with them pulling up to the site of the last call. Hello, boys. It's good to see you.
Greetings.
I don't know. I thought you were gonna say when you were recapping that it was like, oh, we established that he has a bow tie, and he called Mickey Blue Eyes to tell him, hey, this guy has a bow tie.
Hey, Monty has a bow tie.
Just so you know, Monty has a bow tie, in case you aren't aware of that.
Monty has a bow tie.
Oh man.
Funny.
Yeah. But we pick up with you arriving at the last call, the site of the last call. This side of the city has seen a lot of action, especially after you boys took over. And for not having an actual domain, this has felt the most like a domain to you guys. And here we are, barless.
Oh, I'm not happy.
A big old happy face on a half rising sun out of the horizon between two hills. There is a bit of adult humor there.
How built is this place so far?
It looks like it's been gutted from the previous damages that has been done. And it looks like they've only just begun the reconstruction process. Like the bar's gone, all of the furniture's gone completely. The drinks are gone. Anything that would have made this clearly a bar, completely gone. They tore up the bar itself. The wall to the secret room is actually been removed, and that space has been reclaimed for the bar.
Those bastards.
Oh.
There's now a dumbwaiter that leads down to the basement. The basement has been turned into a kind of extra storage unit.
Mm-hmm.
The other secret room that Sam had has also been reclaimed. What'd you say?
No, I was just saying that we're able to walk in. There's no security, you're saying?
There's no security.
What about the backside, the back area?
Looks cleaner than you've ever seen it before.
I resemble that remark.
Okay. Is there any construction equipment that's there yet?
No. Anything that would be there, it looks like it's brought on site and then taken out at the end of the day.
They knew we were coming. Well, you got potence, so if you still want to do a little damage to the place, just
Well, I actually want to go downstairs to this storage area. Just want to see if there's anything down there yet.
sweet. Who wants to take the dumbwaiter?
Well,
Betty D just comes running and gets inside.
Oh,
Just
I'll take
bounce
I'll
up
take
from the floor.
door. I'll take the step. I'll take the steps down into the basement.
I'll keep an eye. I mean, take the steps down too.
Okay.
And as we're walking down, I put my arm on his shoulder. I just go. I had a diner once.
That
You
doesn't.
did?
As I know what you're trying to do. It's not that reassuring. I promise you.
Oh no, it ended badly for that too. There's probably no reassurance I can give you. Everything sucks.
There you go. There's that Nosferatu cheer.
Yeah, no. Roll humanity, man. You get it. You actually get a dot if you fail this roll.
But you guys go downstairs and you see that they have built up this shelving unit that's very much designed for what looks to be kegs at the bottom part of it. At the bottom half, the top half looks like it's meant to cradle several bottles. Some look like they're wine holders. Some look like they're specifically made for different shapes of beers or bottles rather. And it looks like there's wiring that has been brought down. And it looks like they're going to be keeping this refrigerated.
So there's wiring. You said. Is it live?
No.
One way to find out. Yep, live. No.
Okay. Let me see here.
Just
And
put it in
is
your
the structure-
mouth. What?
So the structure that this is in, it's still the same wood structure, right?
Yeah, they would have.
Mostly.
Yeah, they would have had to tear down the building entirely, like to start over that badly. But you can gut basically all the interior walls. So
They've added concrete reinforcement.
that'll come in handy.
And what do we have outside as far as vehicle wise?
I mean, you came in your car, I assume, except for Andreas, who came in a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm gonna step outside to the car, and
Okay.
I'm gonna start. I'll grab a few rags that are in the car,
Okay.
and I'm starting to move into
Well,
the gas
welcome
station.
back. Welcome back
Let
to
me
Salem,
see.
baby.
I was like, how long have we been back in town? Like, I'll get the.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I just want to wait till it's at least soaking wet, these rags, right?
You
Yeah.
and your
Then,
marvelous
And-
toys.
Soaking in what, sir?
yeah, soaking wet. I want it to be dripping. So anyway,
soaking
grab those
in
rags.
in what? I want to hear you say it.
Alcohol, gasoline.
Okay.
Gasoline.
All right.
Okay. Okay. We're doing
So,
doing
with
the
that,
traditional hello goodbye.
well, I'm not gonna do it to my car. I like my car, so I'm gonna go and find the closest car that's by here.
Okay.
Preferably, I was hoping that there was some kind of construction, like a caterpillar or a plow, something that I could actually like ride into this place. But apparently,
course.
there isn't yet. So.
All right.
Well, that's already been used.
Yeah. So, is there another car nearby?
Yeah, there's a white Ford Bronco.
Good. That is just big enough.
I don't know if you want to burn that. That one seems like it might be decent to get away if we have to get out somewhere in a hurry.
It's true. You
It's
could lead the
registered.
police on a good chase for a while.
I think we can make it pretty
registered to
fun.
some fuck named Cato.
In fact, that's what's on the vanity plate in the front. It says Cato for life on there on the front.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and
Are you letting me know that you're going to do this? Because I'm downstairs.
I'm not letting anybody know what I'm doing.
I assume he stormed up there in a huff, and this is just one of those things where I'm like, what the fuck you think you're gonna? All right.
No, it's not even a huff, guys. I didn't say a single thing. In fact, I did silence of death. So I just literally just really quiet, walked up.
Yeah.
What
the fuck do you think he's doing? It's like
I will follow if I see Andreas follow.
Yeah, the two of you are down there for a moment, and all of a sudden, you realize that all that huffing and puffing is silent. And when you look around, you notice that the ex-senator is not around.
This can't be good.
Well, he's not going to burn up the place with us in it. Let's go upstairs.
Well, I mean, I'm giving you guys enough time.
I agree with part. I agree with part of your statement, Andreas.
That's true. Why do you think I said let's? The next part was let's get upstairs because deep down, I'm not entirely sure.
Right. So I follow, and I call Betty Dean too.
No.
So I go ahead and I rip the door frame open. I'm not even trying to hint at this being subtle. So I go ahead, I rewire the car, which if you need me to roll, I'll do that.
No, you are fine.
Okay. Rewire the car, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start. I bring the car up to the, I want to see if there's a ramp or something that they created of pavement that I can use. Maybe it could fly directly into the place.
So we're going straight to the GTA jumps, huh?
Yeah, that's all we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. There is still a leftover of some dirt that was used when the vehicles were kind of brought in. So there is a little bit of a ramp that leads straight up onto the sidewalk. So you would not have that hit and up. You would have a straight kind of shot.
Okay, cool. I go ahead and I put it. I put the car in that path and I put it in park. I go to the back, rip off the bumper of the car, and fashion it and fold it so that I can actually have it press into the gas pedal so that it stays running and you can hear it revving up. Yeah.
The two of them come out to this wonderful sight.
They come out to see this. Yeah.
I walk over to you and I'm like, hey, are you okay? I'm not going to stop you, but are you trying to make this look like it was an accident, or are you not caring?
Are we sending a message? I fully support this plan either way, but are we sending a message?
If you were sending a message, I would just put gasoline inside spelling out "fuck you" and light that.
No, that's what you put outside after you destroy the building. You put that in the parking. You put that in the parking lot, like a giant bird, perhaps.
Well, perhaps, or a DD.
Yeah.
Designated driver.
That's right.
Erickson puts his hand up and very quietly, very matter of fact. Does anybody have a lighter?
Of course I do. I smoke on a regular basis just to assume the illusion of life. So yeah,
it's true.
Those things could kill you.
I go ahead. I put the thing obviously, and you hear it revving. You hear it obviously revving up. I go ahead and I light the rags so that as it's in the gas tank,
Oh, so we're doing this. Okay.
We're doing this.
And then as I reach in, before I reach in, I turn to you guys and I go. So yeah, I guess we're going to the Albatross after this, and then I put it into drive. And I put it into drive so as you see it flying off.
No.
And then I turn around because I don't want to look at it. I don't.
Cool guys don't look at explosions. Cool guys don't look at explosions.
I stand up. I salute. My back is ramrod straight, and so's my dick. Just.
But
I've never been prouder of you, Erickson.
Car goes careening into what is this kind of boarded up front facade. Timber goes everywhere. The large poster of the Sunrise Corporation just kind of like slides down at right up to your feet. The car hits the far wall, crashes, and after a moment, it lights up. It is like
as the thing falls down, I just look down at it, and I look and I go, I guess the sun set on this place.
Then all of a sudden, he manifests sunglasses, puts it on.
Yeah.
I know who's dying this episode.
Yep. Well, if you want to leave, if we want to leave a message in the parking lot, we could call it the last laugh, and that would be a good name for the next bar.
Ooh.
As the car bursts into flames and the whole kind of area turns different shades of orange, yellow, and red. There's a car that you hear screech to a stop down the street.
I immediately run towards it.
That's Meals on Wheels, motherfucker. Let's eat.
No, I am not happy. I asked if we're going to the Albatross, but things are happening. So
I go back and I get the car, like not the fiery car, like the other car. Like ow!
So hot, so hot,
so hot.
Yeah, so you get it. So you get in the other car.
Yeah. And I start driving down.
Well, you said it screeched to a halt, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it screeched to a halt.
As I'm running towards this car, what kind? Who's in it? What kind of car is it?
It's a muscle car. It's like a Charger, and you see, you can hear it, kind of that crunching noise of the emergency brake being pulled up as the door swings open, and you see Tulip step out.
I slow down. And I actually walk casually. I'm still upset, but I'm walking casually up to Tulip.
Don't you fucking do it.
You're trying to reassure her that you're not going to rip her head off.
No. I put my hands in my pockets.
Yeah,
I've already dealt with what happens when I shake her hand, so it's already...
Yeah, she looks past you at the now on fire building. I see you saw what happened.
Very subtle, but yes, Tulip.
Yeah.
She's like subtlety.
So where you guys been?
I'm still driving. Oh, there.
No, you pull up.
I pull up.
Yeah.
I get out. I'm like, Tulip. I walk over to her.
She immediately rushes over and embraces you.
Yeah. I was like, is this gonna be weird? Can we hug? Hug?
No.
Okay, hug.
Yeah, no. She hugs you.
Like, you look great. It's only been like that, 2 weeks. You've grown so much.
So big. And she goes, "Oh my God, are you guys back finally? Are you guys here for good or?"
I look back at the firing wreck. I'm like, yeah, I'd say we're back.
Okay. is that going to be a new thing? Setting things on fire?
No.
I mean,
That's exactly what I say. I go no.
I mean,
I've been doing that shit since 1942.
I'm like, technically, Tulip, I haven't set anything on fire personally.
Okay.
Only my heart
Yeah.
And my loins.
and my actions.
Is there? I was gonna say we could have chatted inside before you set it on fire. Is there a place that we can talk? There's a lot to catch up on.
We can go to my haven.
With the hibbies?
They're too high to care.
Have you not stopped by there?
No, we just got back into town.
Oh. Things have changed.
The 80s just crawled into this place.
Wait,
Yeah.
Erickson picks his head up and turns around and goes, "Are we setting another place on fire?"
I mean, it's still an outreach program, but it's not hippies.
What's the outreach program now?
It's called the Hand of Christ. It's a church-based youth group.
I'm twitching.
Question, Will,
twitching.
because it's been a long time. Was that the name of the group that I'm not a fan of?
That we're hunting Albert?
Albert?
No.
They were something of the sun, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm remembering my two brethren coming up with getting a hold. I guess they took the Jeezits while I was gone or something. But
the body of Christ.
This intrigues me, but again,
I looked at Andreas. I go, would you be opposed to having this conversation mobily? And I kind of hint towards the truck rather than being out here in the open.
Well, yeah. Well, we probably should get the fuck out of here pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just go mobile then.
I'll ride with Tulip.
Well, I'm definitely getting my bike the fuck out of here at least. So
Yeah.
I'll take my car. That's fine.
Okay. So you all reconvene back at the mobile haven. Excuse me.
Yeah, don't tell me that turned into a church while I was gone.
No. Tulip.
Mobile church.
Tulip pulls up and she kind of like nods in astonishment. Actually, she's just like, I wondered how you got around with your disability.
Yeah, it's the perfect camouflage, isn't it?
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm in the shipping and moving business, so this makes perfect sense. I'm shipping and moving myself most of the time.
I've gotten used to it. It's more comfortable than you'd think.
I mean, I don't know what comfort is once I go to day sleep, so.
And that's the secret.
You guys have been gone for a bit. Do you know that there's no Elysium for November or December?
There's no Elysium for this month or next month?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
What's happened?
Hyde is shutting everything down. He doesn't want any breath of kindred activity happening.
Why?
Apparently the Inquisition is in town.
Mm-hmm. And who is starting this Inquisition?
We don't have information yet, but we do know that they are retaliating for whoever kicked the hornet's nest up in Portland and in Seattle.
Were we in Seattle?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did we go to Seattle?
Did you say that out loud? Did you say it out
When
loud?
the fuck did we get ice cream?
Yeah. When the fuck?
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
Like seriously, I set the Space Needle on fire or something. I just
Well, the hornet's nest was kind of kicked up by the Kwaijin up there.
Oh, that makes sense. They're moving.
They're moving.
They're making it look like it's a New Year's thing, but they're moving. I've seen them.
okay.
So we.
Does anybody know if the Inquisition is anywhere related to the Sunrise Group? Because that was, or Sunrise Corporation, because that was a little on the nose back at the. That was the last call. I don't give a fuck what they call it.
Yeah.
Not that I know of. The last call. I mean, the Sunrise Corp is supposed to be headed up, by Antoine Malcolm Davies.
I know that name.
Yeah, we all know that name.
So we all know that name.
I like that. We all know that name.
I pull out one of the coins.
She goes, "Oh, you brought me something?"
I give her. How many of the fake coins did we have?
None. You broke them all apart.
Yeah, but we kept the. I'm saying, but we kept the messages.
Oh, we kept a few.
Yeah, you kept the messages, but you broke the coins.
Hey, don't yell at me first of all.
Okay, I apologize.
So I give her one of the coins, the real coins.
Yeah.
And while I hand it to her, I slip the message.
She tosses it into the air, flips it on the back of her hand,
and the message goes flying everywhere. Wonderful.
What's heads and what's tails? What's the paper?
That's from one of the Kwaijin locations.
Oh, she picks it up. This is in that funny writing that they do.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read this.
Well, fortunately, I knew somebody who did know how to read it. And I'm trying to find the notes now.
Yeah.
So many notes. I relay to her. I basically tell her, it looks like it basically says is hidden messages. There's a few different, all saying the same thing of meeting at certain places and doing certain things, and I fill her in with the stuff I can't find in my notes right now. The obscure details, because I think that's the best way to put it, is obscure details.
Yeah.
But they're moving, and I know that corporation bought the theater.
Antoine slipped out of the theater because Geraldine was supposed to bring somebody in from Chicago.
Yeah, but wasn't it at some point that the Kwaijin, or not, it wasn't them, but it was the other, it was a front name that, didn't they buy it before we left?
The Zhao Long,
the Zhao Long group, yeah.
Yeah, the Zhao Long group did end up
we can't hear you.
Oh, really? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The Zhao Long group stepped in when the Sunrise Corp stepped out of the Orpheus kind of backers.
So you're saying Antoine Malcolm Davies, who leads that Sunrise, stepped out knowing that the Kwaijin would be coming in.
She goes, I don't know if he knew. Geraldine had told us that there was going to be a new backer from Chicago. One of the big players was making moves out here in the West Coast.
So the Sunrise group is now the ones that own the theater? Or they're the ones that backed out of the theater? And then
they're the ones that backed out.
No, they're the ones that backed out. The Zhao Long are the ones that stepped in.
Okay, good. So we burned some shit from the Zhao Long now. Nice.
No, we actually burned shit from that Antoine Malcolm Davies.
Yeah, but he's a Toreador. Who cares? I found him in my notes.
You found them in your notes.
Well, yeah, he's linked. Isn't he linked to the antique shop that we found?
Yeah,
that we burned?
he's linked to Andrew. He's linked to Andrew Gibbons from the former Tremere, who I think I murdered in like session 2 or whatever the fuck it was.
We can't. We shouldn't. Based on that information we got about it being a kind of hub, we might be able to find some important information in there, or kind of figure out what the fuck they're actually using it for. But if it's burned down,
I mean, they were hooking it up for refrigeration, according to that, like with the wiring and shit. So, not anymore. But
if you remember what Gregory said and showed us in the book, and I open up the book, I take out the book from the car. I'm just like, and I show it to Tulip too.
Okay.
Well, no, we're in the semi, so I'd keep it there. So yeah, I just pull it out of the semi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she looks at it. She's like, "Oh, that's cool. It's a neat looking book."
Yeah, but the article's even neater. And I open it up and I show her the article talking about, or the information about it being like the supernatural hub and and all that jazz.
Okay.
All that jazz.
Yeah, she reads over. She's just like, I mean, this is hearsay though. Like, there's no proof that this is a supernatural, like, hub or whatever.
Vampires are hearsay too.
mm-hmm.
So are werewolves.
Yeah.
So are ghosts.
Okay.
But I met one. Became friends with one.
How'd you meet a ghost?
Very carefully.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
He lives in a library. He was really nice. But you said a lot's happened.
Yeah. We're looking for Willow. Would you have come across her at any point during your travels?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Why is she of interest?
She sold out Teddy to the Malkavian Primogen.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that one more time?
Why they will.
She sold out Teddy to the Malkavian Primogen.
You're gonna have to burn that place down now.
And why was she giving up Teddy?
We don't know. But she betrayed the clan. The Nosferatu Primogen doesn't want to create a scene about it, so he doesn't want to call a blood hunt on her, but it's me and you now, Malcolm. We're the only real Nosferatu left in the city. I know that Teddy never did anything wrong by me.
Or me. He was
or any of us, really.
He was a good egg.
What about his cats? Where are his cats?
Oh, they're all locked up in the Primogen's estate.
Okay. He's a Malkavian, so maybe we just have to answer his riddles 3 to get him out.
He's not a regular Malkavian.
Is there such a thing? In my experience, there isn't.
I mean, I've once I learned how to deal with Leslie, she wasn't terrible.
I met one where we went, and she wasn't too bad. A little off, but I mean I did say she's a Malkavian.
They're a little
So we have-
off.
So we have no idea why the Malkavian prince wanted Teddy. Was he just a loose cannon that they wanted to take care of, or what?
There were rumors that there was some monster skulking around in Kaiser, and he put out a bounty. I guess Willow's the one that brought him in, but
What and
Willow
what
knew
about
he was a Nosferatu. What'd you think?
I was asking, she's a childhood of Thomas Jackson, isn't she?
Willow?
Yeah.
No, I think Willow's childer is Thomas Jackson.
Oh, so have you located Thomas Jackson?
Thomas Jackson moved to Massachusetts or Virginia. He's not in the city anymore.
Smart move on his part.
Right?
And he moved.
Oh.
Did he move shortly before, or was this after the disappearance of Teddy?
Oh no, he's been gone for at least a month.
Hmm.
So they're just gonna let Teddy, one of ours, rot at his estate.
The Nosferatu Primogen brought it up to the prince, but because Teddy never announced himself, he didn't count as a citizen of the city, so the prince doesn't count him as somebody that he should protect. And because a Primogen outweighs a nobody, he's hides letting the Malkavian Primogen do what he wants with him.
I look to Andreas and Eric's and I go, well, let me ask you this before I say this comment.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to re-announce ourselves every time we leave and come back?
Not really. You announce yourself when you go to a new city.
Okay.
Mhm.
It won't sound as cool than what I was going to say.
Because I set this place on fire. So,
No, because I was going to say, well, we haven't announced ourselves either. So technically, we can do what we want.
Last I checked, we can do what we want anyway.
Touche. But it sounded cooler the way I said it.
The sheriff never knew you guys had left, so as far as he's concerned, you're still part of the city.
All right, good. Lack of attention on his part is our advantage. So where's this Malkavian prince supposed to be layered up at?
His domain is up in the north part of the city called Kaiser.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does anybody know exactly where his haven is, or if he runs any of the city business out of it, or if he tries to keep that separate?
He tends to want people to go to his establishment. He is a very lonely individual. But anybody that goes there once and never goes back.
Like they go there once and they're stuck there, or they leave and never come back.
They leave and never come back. Like I've always sent Leslie there whenever we have to give him news.
I'd like the location specifically, if you don't mind.
Yeah. And she'll pull
Anything
out
else?
a notepad and write down the address for you.
All right. I'm like, anything else we should know about?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big news.
Anything going on with the overabundance of thin bloods?
I haven't seen anything about Thin Bloods, no. I know that the prince volunteered this toreador named Ivory Larson. She has a club that's opening up called the Dance Nocturne. So he volunteered her club for the January Elysium.
Ivory Lawson, you said?
Yeah,
Ivory Larson.
Larson. Okay.
I like it. That's a better last name than I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. I think her coterie has been asking around for you, actually.
Why would they be looking for us? Or
Just Melvin.
Well,
Melvin.
Yeah.
just Melvin.
Just
You're
Melvin.
fuck
What
do
would
they
be
want?
the reason for that?
The fuck do they want from me?
Oh, my
And
child.
I want Tulip to realize that something's different with me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like she goes, well, my child is part of the coterie, so I figured that if anything, you could kind of keep her under your wing, if anything.
What's your child's
Oh.
name?
Kathy?
Kathy.
Yeah. She's been through a lot. I noticed her when she was brought in for assessment, as some doctors like to call it. But her name is Kathleen Carver. I don't know if you remember seeing it in the newspaper.
Can I make a roll to see if I remember that? Or
Yeah, sure. Of course. It would be, I think, intelligence and streetwise.
Okay.
Not bad.
That's a good roll for me.
Yeah.
Still at Hunger 1, right?
He
I
is a
believe I
Hunger
am.
1, yes.
All right, what am I at?
Andreas, Hunger 1.
Okay.
Look at you
Okay,
guys.
So I got a 2 on my hunger die, 5 a 3, and then a 998.
So,
So 3
3
successes.
successes. Oh, you should have
I
your
got all
willpower
three.
back.
I got all three, so that's. I'm not. I don't care. I just.
Yeah, I got the devil's setup. I got a 6 on the hunger die, then 2 6s and a 1.
Yep. Yeah. Kathleen Carver is a name that was in the newspapers. She was charged with manslaughter. The judge took pity on her instead of charging her for murder, because it wasn't proven completely that she was defending herself, but she ended up killing her husband after he hit her. And she looks at you, she's like, I figured you two would get along, because once I told her that you wear a mask, that's all she wears, is she wears a mask to cover her face.
I'll definitely keep an eye out for her, but Tulip and anything that I get close to, and I look at these two guys and I'm like a sorry face, and I'm like, it doesn't end well. I think her being as far away from me as possible might not be a horrible idea. I wouldn't want anything to happen that would hurt you.
I mean, we're pretty tough, Melvin. You know?
Well, any
And
any woman
she
that,
puts her hand on your face.
and I kind of do this a little bit, like I'm like anyone that can get away from an abusive husband like Kathy did, I know is tough. And now Erickson knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I figured wherever you are now, I figured having somebody like her around might give you a new Albert to kind of help protect.
I kind of fall back a little bit and I'm just at the name, and I'm just, you see how fucking well that worked out.
I mean, when I first met him, I didn't think that he would ever give up his life for anything that didn't involve Atlantis. So to see him jump in front of a bullet for the prince, I think was because of you. You were a police officer, Melvin. You help people. That's who you are.
Yeah, but when I needed to fucking help him, when I got a clue before anything happened, it went over my head. Some fucking detective I am. Somebody warned me ahead of time. I
Some
could have done something.
some
And Albert,
people some people are too protective of what's in front of them. It's not a bad trait to have, Melvin.
promise me that you'll be careful and I'll do what I can with Kathleen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a tough old broad. You know,
I smirk at that.
sometimes the New York even comes out. You know,
Oh, you New
I
Yorkers.
I get into the actual Tallulah, two L's and an H.
Tallulah. Sorry, I say it out loud because
Tulip, I need to tell you something.
Yeah, man, anything.
You know, I mentioned the thin bloods before.
Mhm.
Well, it seems that somebody's turning them, turning thin bloods, and there seems like they're potentially forming some kind of an army.
But you would have to be like 12th or 13th generation to even have a chance of creating a thin blood.
Well, somebody's doing it, and when I find out who it is, I'm going to rip their head off and shove it right up their ass while they can still feel it. Um,
that's
they turned my daughter.
Oh, Melvin, I'm sorry.
I tried to help her. We were in the other city. She escaped, killed one of my good friend's men, and came to Salem.
Okay, what
I
does she
think
look
somebody
like?
called her.
I'll keep an eye out for her.
I described Colleen to her.
Okay,
Um, be careful. Something's not right with her.
okay,
She can sleep during the day. I mean, she can walk during the day,
okay. Yeah,
and
not even Marcus can do that. I mean, it takes him. He can, but he doesn't like it.
she has an affinity towards our blood.
Well, I'll ask Marcus about that.
I'm This isn't exactly a happy homecoming for me because I know what I may have to do.
I understand. Maybe it won't devolve to that.
Hoping not, but my track record says otherwise. I've been very fortunate to meet up with these two. They've had my back, they've helped out, and since I lost Albert and Connie, I felt like I found another home.
Speaking of, I hear that there's a messenger coming from Chicago but who had originated in London, just so you're aware. So,
You know what? Do you know have any idea for what?
well, I mean, he's coming here to drop off a message for Hyde, but I think I heard that he might have something for you too from Connie.
You see, like me, like my eyes go wide.
Um,
How can I meet with this person?
when he comes into town, I'll let you know, and we'll try to set up a meet.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. I know how much Connie meant to you.
She still does.
Yeah.
I just want to say, no matter what happens in the coming months, I appreciate you, and I appreciate all you did and done.
I appreciate you, Melvin.
And just know, I didn't want this. And I
No.
walk out. No, I walk out. I do the dramatic.
Okay.
I'm like, I didn't want what's about to happen to come to this, and I walk out.
Okay.
And I try to get Tulip's attention.
Yeah.
Tulip.
And she looks at the two of you after he walks out.
Yeah. Good to see you again, Tulip.
Sure.
Uh, by any chance, is Otis King still in his same domicile in his with his coterie?
Yeah. Yeah. He's claimed praxis over Salem town. I heard that there is an Archon coming, just in case he manages to take West Salem for himself. She is prepared. The tower is prepared to acknowledge his control over West Salem. And if that happens, then the whole of Salem will go into contention.
Mm-hmm.
So Hyde won't be prince. I mean, he'll still be prince, but he won't be. His power won't be total and unquestionable.
Hmm. Can I ask, what was the reason for the shutdown of Elysium for these 2 months?
The prince wants to just play it safe, with all the stuff that's been happening around the city recently. He thinks that the Second Inquisition is gearing up for a big assault. They found that one of the, and she kind of looks around. I know you guys don't talk to people, so I think this is safe to share, but they found out that the place that was for sale, the meadery place for sale on the strip, was actually a spot that the hunters were using to kind of capture and deal with kindred.
Really? Okay. Uh, when was their last attack?
They haven't attacked anyone as of yet. I know that Kathy and her coterie attacked one of them. And whatever they did has brought attention to them, because the other guy that got away had anything related to him scrubbed clean. Like, there's 10 years of yearbooks missing at the Salem High School. The motor vehicle department had a abrupt water main accident that destroyed several years worth of records and images. You know, State House saw an entire decades worth of boxes go missing. They're unaccounted for right now. Like somebody connected is taking care of this hunter that got away.
Interesting. Okay. Would you be able to give Otis a message for us? Or
Yeah.
for me?
Yeah, of course. Otis has no bad blood with your group, as far as I know.
Yet. I mean,
He's one of the only people.
he's one of the only people, to be quite honest.
I gotta be honest, that doesn't bode well for you guys. You need friends.
Oh, you mean besides us? Of course.
Yeah.
Well, if you can let Otis know that I actually have a message for him from Portland.
Okay.
And if he is so inclined to meet us,
She stops you. She's like, "Wait, are you the assholes that kicked the hornet's nest in Portland?"
no, didn't we just tell you, Tulip? Listen up. Didn't you just know that it was the Kwai Jin or the Kwai Ling that started this?
Yeah, but how do
I
you
need
have a
to
message? How do you have?
And I look over. I'm like, didn't you? Wait, didn't I know that for sure? This is something that he said before he left. I'm like, I am not dumb. I'm not dumb.
Yeah, she goes, but she says, "Well, how do you have a message from Portland then? If you weren't in Portland?"
I didn't say we weren't in Portland. I said we weren't the assholes that kicked the hornet's nest.
Oh,
That
okay.
is correct.
Okay.
I just want to point out real quick that I did not ever say the fucking word Portland. I just said we went to another city.
You're also in another room.
Correct. I'm just pointing that out before, just for the audience and for others.
I appreciate it.
I'm going to go back to outside.
We're not in the room.
Noted. But she goes, "Okay, yeah. What do you want? What do you want me to? You have a message for him from Portland? That's what you want me to tell him."
I want you to tell him that, and that if anything, that we would love to see him, of course, to be in his. It's good to see an old friend, is the way I would put it.
Okay, I'll let him know. Anything else?
The albatross is still around, correct?
Yeah.
I'm like also thinking, yeah. I'm just like,
yeah. Marcus has been acting weird the last couple of days, but otherwise the albatross is still there.
What do you mean by acting weird?
He's just he says that he's hearing things, and I figured that it's being so close to shitty music like he is. I just think it takes a toll on you.
I haven't been around Tulip long enough to know if she's more forthcoming than normal. So I'm trying to gauge whether or not she's trying to hide information from me.
Okay, wits and insight. Let's see what happens.
That's wits and insight. What's that? 3. Wait. No, 6. Very nice.
It's a nice roll. Excuse me.
It's a nicer roll. I got a 10 on the hunger die.
Oh.
Yeah. No, but it's not a crit. It's not a messy crit.
Okay. Okay.
2 8s. 2 8s, a 7, and then the rest are below 6.
You do a messy crit with an intelligence roll or something like that. I know.
Yeah. Also, it's like I think about it and I kill you.
Yeah, the beast just lashes out. I don't read books.
Yeah.
So you got what? 2 successes? You said?
No, 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
4 successes.
With a 10, yeah.
You haven't spent a lot of time with Tulip, mostly because that is your fault. But for the way she was handling Melvin as far as information's concerned, it definitely feels like she was skirting around something. Excuse me.
I lean in a little bit closer to Tulip. I go, look, I understand your rapport the kind of rapport that you have for Melvin. I truly understand that, and I understand that you don't want to upset friends, especially when you haven't seen them in quite some time. Um, so I understand you gave us a lot of information, and I we really do, and I look at Andres, I'm like, we really do appreciate that. Uh, is this everything, or was there more to this story?
I mean, if you're gonna stop by the Albatross, you can talk to Marcus on your own, and you can pick Sam's brain. She's still there.
I see. I understand if you don't trust me enough, Tulip, and that is understandable. And probably if Melvin would have been more, uh, would have probably asked
Yeah, let's
or
blame Melvin. Yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna blame Melvin. Yes, because he's not here.
Yeah.
He's not here, so I get to blame him.
correct.
I understand it because I'm not Melvin and you don't know me very well, and I think you crushed my hand and all, and I still remember that, and I have no ill will towards you. I hope that the next time we speak,
Kind of sounds like you
a bit
do.
more familiar.
I was gonna say, it was like, is she rolling for bullshit? Just
Yeah, I mean, she isn't. Let's find out.
No,
Not
no,
saying she is. Let's find out.
no, she just kind of like she shrugs. Like, yeah, I I have a troubled past, and when I felt like you were trying to dredge up very traumatic memories from me, I reacted as I did. If your ego is that bruised, I can say I'm sorry for your hand.
Honestly, I was impressed more than anything after that day. What I do want to say is, I think that what happened that day caused you to not trust me in some way, which that does wound me. And as a state senator, trust is the number one thing.
Oh,
As
I'm
well
sure.
as telling the truth.
I'm sure.
So,
If there's nothing else, I'll take my trust and go.
yeah. All right, whatever. I tried. And I turn around. I literally say that out loud. I go, I tried. And I turn around and I walk away. I'm like,
And as she goes outside, she looks around for Melvin. Are you gone or are you around?
I'd be outside, just like looking off or sitting somewhere,
your street
contemplating.
light brooding with a fedora.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, then before she leaves, she just comes over and she just kind of squeezes your arm. Just kind of like this to let you know that she's leaving. She doesn't say anything. She just kind of like gives you a nod, like an understanding nod, and then you hear the big muscle block of an engine turn over, and then she drives off. And there's just the glow of the Monty Moose coming down on you.
I pick up a rock and I throw it at the moose.
Roll for initiative.
The moose
all of a
fights
sudden,
back.
Moose is animated. That's it.
Yeah. Oh,
There's a marauder running around, man. We don't know.
You gonna throw a rock at me? You gonna throw a rock at me?
Yeah.
In my house?
With my bow tie?
Just undoes the bow tie.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's serious.
Oh, it's after hours now, motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We clocking out. But the rest of the night is yours. It is about, at this point, 1 o'clock, almost 2, 1:30.
All right,
Yeah,
now
I
for
mean,
that hunt, I was gonna say that Hunter's hideout. I think it's a little late to try and hit that place tonight. We've only got a few hours before sunrise.
And I'm outside, so half the stuff you guys talked about, I don't know. I was outside, so I'm still just standing outside.
Oh, okay.
We don't need you.
No, then we're gonna go out to obviously talk to you.
Well, no, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm outside.
I like it. I like that. In the span of one sentence, he's like, "Hey, by the way, when I'm outside, as you guys were talking about it, because I was outside and I didn't hear what you guys were talking about because I was outside when I was outside."
I was having an inner monologue. I was like, she walked out of the semi truck,
Hmm.
face glistening in the night,
She was all legs.
legs for days.
She made our relationship unbearable. Because I'm a nightman myself.
Not man.
Like that.
Anyway,
That's a new story, bro.
look. Are you okay with Tulip? That's really what I want to ask. How are you holding up, good sir?
Me? She came outside?
Yeah. Yes, I'm outside. We are outside. We are officially outside. Where you're?
She's like, I don't know, Andreas. How do you feel about Tulip?
So you're outside then? You're outside? Like you
You're
went outside to
with,
go outside?
So you're outside
Yeah,
on the outside with me where I'm outsiding?
For real, not for play. Exactly.
Outsiding. Brilliant. It's like that improv class all over again.
Yeah, seriously. No, I'm fine. She's somebody who I'd lay my life down for. But she's a creature of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
And my plans for the city are going to be very, I guess, surprising to her. I've got my own list of things I want to get done. And they all start with revenge.
Dun, dun, dun.
See.
Sir,
And I walk away again. That's going to be my thing. I'm just going to walk away every time.
I walk back inside, so now
I
I'm
walk
on the
back
inside.
Now he walks back inside, so
And
now
I
he's
turn a light on.
inside.
When I turn a light on, so it looks like a spot, light from outside. Like,
I mean, is Andreas? Are you also outside, or are you inside with the spotlight? That's on the
are you in?
I'm not sitting.
Are you insiding or outsiding?
No. I came outside to hear this shit because this is one of those where I'm like, I'm not going to sit in there by myself.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude,
Great, we're having
you
this
should have been a
conversation.
Toreador. You're dramatic.
Yeah. Well, I've always played Melvin as like the,
Yeah.
you know, the to be frank, haven't shared this with you, but I want Hyde's head. He's the reason Albert's gone.
Sidebar: who's Hyde again?
I was there.
He's the prince.
There.
Oh, right. That's the Malky. Right.
The Ventru, no, the Ventru Prince.
Venture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
True Prince.
I want Hyde's head.
Okay.
I want the head of that racist fucking art dealer,
Oh,
Captain Dumbfuck.
Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah.
That I believe is Wesley Ian Gardner, the Toreador Primogen. But you've got you've got two of the Primogen Council marked for death. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, 3 now because of Malkavian.
Oh. Okay,
He
so
took
easy.
Teddy.
Okay, Arya.
And he's
I need
torturing
you to
Teddy.
relax. Are we gonna
Easy.
start hearing him at night? Right while he's getting ready in the crypt? He's gonna start saying their names. Prince Hyde. Starts going through all the names.
You see me put lipstick on like Steve Buscemi and friggin' Billy Madison.
Looking at the Primogen pool,
Yeah.
you have no goodwill with Hyde.
Mm-hmm.
You have no goodwill with Aisling McGinty, the Bruja.
Mm-hmm.
You have no goodwill with Julian Poole, the Nosferatu. You've just added Elias Kaiser to your list, the Malkavian.
Mm-hmm.
You have a bridge built with Anastasia Richards.
Yes.
All right, so fuck you. You cool.
Yeah.
You haven't really exchanged words with Richard Stephen Thompson, who's a Tremere Primogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a
Oh yeah, he's a Tremere. And you clearly hate Wesley Ian Gardner, who's a Toreador Primogen. So really,
Correct. But wait, but you forgot the one person that I do have a great rapport with, who most of those motherfuckers are scared of. That is Grant motherfucking Reynolds.
That is correct.
Yeah.
He and I are cool.
Who likes to
And-
Diablerize, which is also
but he never
in common with
Diablerized
something that
me.
we know.
He never Diablerized me on multiple occasions that we hung out together.
So that makes
And
him
actually
okay in my
said-
book.
And actually said that he liked me. And the enemy of your enemy is my friend. So,
Mhm.
and I have good rapport with Otis that if he's starting to take over, and do the thing, Otis and I are cool.
And
So-
we know we also know where the January Elysium is going to be,
Correct.
and it's November.
So,
We
I'm
also want to let
slowly
you know,
stacking
since
the
you
odds
were
to my side.
outside instead of inside. Since you were outside and not inside, we wanted to let you know about the
So
fact that
now
Otis-
Erickson is inciting.
Okay, yeah, he's out.
Now I'm
he's
inciting from the outside of the inside.
Yeah.
He's inciting the outside.
Yeah, that's a band from the 90s.
Inside, outside.
Yep.
That's it. Anyway, but
Yeah.
considering
Now we're
that
demonetized,
Otis
thanks.
is
That's gonna be one of the shitty bands that plays the Albatross inside outside voice.
Go
next
ahead.
is Herman's head. Hey, look at this guy.
Fine, I'll kill Herman too. Oh wait, no, you meant talking about the music. No.
No, well, because of the fact that Otis has actually grown in power to the point that it would piss off Hyde, I think that we know who could possibly be a target. So I think that we need to see Otis. As it's hard for me to say these words, but yes, we should see Otis.
Yeah, I agree. And I think,
No.
like I said, I have a good rapport with him. So
Mm-hmm.
And everybody loves Manny.
yeah,
He's a Nosferatu.
Manny likes me.
Yeah.
But here's so that's my question. Because Tulip said she and I were the only Nosferatu left in the city.
Correct.
That is recognized.
That is
Right.
not. That is not. Yeah, you, her, and the Nosferatu Primogen are the only Nosferatu in the city.
Which Primogen was I supposed to answer to, seeing as I'm Ravnos, and they were sort of collectively?
You had the miscellaneous clan Primogen, who's a La Sombra. His name is Konstantin Anton Ivanovich.
Konstantin Anton Ivanovich, very Russian.
So so even my clan Primogen does not
you
like.
You have a Bruja Primogen.
That's what I'm saying, but you were saying that. You're just talking about
talking about Melvin. Yeah, just talking about Melvin.
I haven't done anything to my Primogen yet, of yet that I know.
I mean, I haven't really done anything to any of them.
Yeah, the only thing that your Primogen has to go off of is Sam's reactions to whenever your name is brought up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's not good. That is not good.
But there's you, there's Ashling, there's the sheriff Harvey, and there's Sam. So there's a few Bruja in the city.
Yeah. Okay.
So
excuse me.
I know I have also just to add to the list, I have to completely destroy the church that went after and hunted Albert to get revenge for him because they hit me with a 30-06 through the back. One of the many times I was shot for Albert. So
they sure did.
I owe them a little bit.
So I look over at Andres. I'm like, we handled the religious zealots too, I believe. Yeah, that was when they took out Mickey Blue Eyes' place. I remember that was quite fun.
Yeah, and I made that giant Jesus.
I'm sorry, as you were saying, though.
No, that's it. And I'm just saying, I think we should go ahead and go see Otis, and I think everything else will fall in due time. And I kind of fill you in on the stories, like with the art dealer, like my issues with them, like that I breed literal black children that he had chained up in the sub basement of his restaurant that he owned across the street. with
Oh,
I think
wow.
Connie, right? It was me and Connie.
Mhm.
Yeah, Connie and I freed them and
No,
got
Mustang. It was you,
or
Mustang.
Mustang. It was me and Mustang. It was me and Mustang. That's right,
Well,
because Mustang used her mind powers on them.
well, that's fine
Yep.
because any large group of innocent victims that are being imprisoned against their will sets off a particular tone, sets off a particular chord with me. So I'm in.
But I guess we should start. We should start by
I just
talking to
like
Otis.
destroying things.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess we'll head towards Otis.
Okay. So you have a veritable list of targets or enemies in the city that you're going to be trying to work against. You reunited with Tulip, so there's one person in your corner, at least. You know that she has a child now, and someone that she's asked you to kind of look after. And as you take off for Salem Town, are you taking the Mobile Haven? Or are you going to chance taking
What
a
time
car?
is
It's almost 2 at this point.
I believe we should. I think we should take the Mobile Haven because
Yeah, let's
at this point it's going to be. Go
Okay.
ahead.
yeah, no, well, yeah, I'll have the Mobile Haven follow close by. We'll set up a place nearby where he can
Okay.
park and we can get to quickly.
Then on this note, as you guys make your way across the bridge into West Salem and Salem Town proper, I think this is a good point to call it for tonight. So I want to thank all of you guys for joining us. I know that today was a long day for me. Jury duty sucks, but it's part of our civil duties. But one of the things that I want to start doing is giving you guys a chance to plug some of your stuff. I've been rather selfish, kind of asking you to play and not letting you have an outlet. So I'm going to rectify that starting last week. So in order, if you have anything to plug, please go ahead and do so. I want to, it's my little thanks to you. Eric, do you have anything to plug? Any channel you want to plug or anything?
No, I lead a quiet life right now, so I
Okay.
give more time to my compatriots.
Excellent. Kenny, what do you got? I know you got stuff. I shouted you out.
What you got, Kenny?
Oh my God! I can't. I'm nervous. We do have Crit or Die Bears Love Gaming, which is just most of the guys that are actually in this session are part of it. I know that
Eric's going to be more available, so we can bring him to play some games with us.
Oh, you never know. He might. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Actually, I'm going to have free time.
Yeah. Stash Bear. We're gonna call him.
Oh yeah, that's Stash Bear. Stash Bear.
Stash Bear. Stash Bear.
No, but yeah, essentially it's just us getting together when we can, playing games, whether it's board games, TTRPGs, good, and pretty much just show the tomfoolery and fuckery that happens as we play. I know that we took a little bit of a hiatus, but hopefully soon we can actually start getting to games like Gloomhaven that we have, which is this massive game. I lost my voice.
Oh my God.
And other than that, we're also going to be posting more through social media. I'm probably going to try to make a dice tower. It'll probably be really bad, but you guys get to watch.
Do it.
And see what happens.
Do it.
But yeah.
And Jeff, what do you get to plug? Because I know that Crimacopia is back up and running.
Primacopia's back. Yeah, I've kind of cut back a bit on a lot of stuff because life, but
Yeah.
still got this wonderful game on every other Monday. But Crimacopia, which is our true crime podcast with me and Q, of the name that we will not say game that was on Thursdays. I had the storm from that thing that those people did, and we basically do true crime topics. Season 1 was about cults of the world of Asia and Australia, and this season the second episode just released today. We're doing the listeners voted, and it's Miami Murders, Mayhem, and Mysteries. And the new episode came out today about the 1986. It was my topic. I should know this. FBI shootout that occurred in what is now Pinecrest, which is a really interesting topic. I'll plug it here. We talk about it on the podcast, but there's a made-for-TV movie that is available for free on YouTube, in which Bert from Tremors plays one of the killers, and the
Oh man.
bad guy for yeah,
Fred-
Fred, and the original Hutch from Starsky and Hutch plays the other killer.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's in the line of duty, the FBI murders. But it's a fun. We're gonna do like 6 or 7 episodes for this season, then vote again for the next season, and it's a fun listen, a good listen. So Crime Copia is on all
Crimocopia.
social media platforms.
Excellent. So yeah, thank you guys for letting me tell the story, for helping to tell the story, because really you guys do a lot of the heavy lifting. As always, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Always remember that it is okay to not be okay. And in that vein, if you're watching live or if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching live, there's going to be phone numbers going up in our Twitch chat. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in our description box. But just know that there are resources out there to help you. Should you feel like overwhelmed, or if something feels too heavy, or if it's just like you're at the end of the rope, or you think you're at the end of the rope or at the bottom of the barrel, like there are people out there who will help you get back on track, or to help you see the light, or to help you navigate the darkness. And they work, they work. If you're not in the United States, there is a link going up so you can find the resources in the area closest to you. Because usually people keep mental health behind a taboo or stigmatized subject matter, and if more people knew that it was okay to not be okay, I think we would start the healing process much earlier, much faster. So please take care of yourselves. As far as our schedule is concerned, we were doing a very fantastic game on Thursdays that has since died, but you can catch us tomorrow for our Werewolf the Wild West game. That is in conjunction with The Legend of the Five Rings. So every Tuesday will either be Werewolf the Wild West or Legend of the Five Rings. You can join us every other Thursday right now as we do 7th Sea, 2nd edition, which is a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend checking it out. It is so fun, and we have an interesting cast of characters that I don't want to spoil anything about, but there are some curveballs. And if not, you can catch us here every Monday for either our Anarch chapter or our coterie, or Camarilla chapter of our Vampire the 5e dual storyline set in Salem, Oregon in 1984. We're coming up on 1985. New music, new movies. Ooh, so many doors are opening. But yeah, as always, thank you guys for being out here, for joining us for this. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you when we see you. Have a good night, guys. Bye.